Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. A close-knit community continues to grieve the loss of two following a fire over the weekend.
Very down to earth, very loving, very tight-knit, multi-generational household.
People are remembering a Cochrane man and his granddaughter. Plus, police are looking for the person behind a brazen Sudbury stabbing.
Definitely worries me a little bit going back. I've heard that it's pretty rough.
One person has been left with serious, life-threatening injuries. And a strong mayor veto gets overridden by Timmins Council.
There is overwhelming utilization of our food banks.
Council puts its pickleball investments back on the table.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. A close-knit community continues to grieve following a house fire Saturday night that claimed the lives of two people. CTV's Lydia Chubak starts us off tonight from Cochrane.
Artist Prue manages the Cochrane Regional Food Bank and Thrift Store. This week, she's collecting donations for a local family who suffered a house fire which claimed two lives.
The family, lifelong friends, obviously, but they're also clients of the food bank and volunteers. So we have a connection with them that way, and we just feel compelled to obviously help them in their time of need.
The Cochrane Fire Department responded to the call Saturday evening at 123 Nama Road and established a tanker shuttle operation to supply water for fire suppression.
Took us maybe 5 minutes to get there. A good response from the guys really quick, seeing that it was 30 below zero as well. And then just to let you know that the truck, every time we did the water shuttle, we came here, we had to use a blowtorch to open the valves and stuff like that because the truck would freeze at every time that we brought the water.
Valley says 4 people were treated at the scene and were transported to Lady Minto Hospital. Sunday, the fire marshal's office arrived.
However, they haven't released any information yet from that investigation.
But the community is now mourning the loss of Jake, a grandfather, and his granddaughter, Serenity.
On behalf of the Cochrane Fire Department, we'd like to extend our sincere condolences to the family and everybody affected by the loss on Saturday night.
They're just an average family you would have in Cochrane. They nothing fancy, that's what they would say. Very down to earth, very loving, very tight knit, multi-generational household with grandparents and parents and grandchildren, everybody there. They're just welcoming and they never complained about anything.
Not long after returning to the fire hall, crews were dispatched to 2 additional blazes. Over an 18-hour period, crews battled 3 fully engulfed residential fires. While no one was injured in the other 2 fires, the chief wants to remind everyone to have working smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors in their homes. And Prue adds victims of any of the 3 fires are welcome to contact the food bank for any assistance they might need. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Cochrane.
The hunt is on for the person behind a brazen stabbing in downtown Sudbury over the weekend. CTV's Angela Gemmell reports.
The suspect remains at large after a stabbing just after 2 a.m. Saturday in downtown Sudbury that left one person with serious life-threatening injuries.
Definitely worries me a little bit going back. I've heard that it's pretty rough.
Russell Hewitt witnessed the stabbing and everything that led up to the incident. He'd been out with friends, including his girlfriend who lives near Sudbury. It was his first time out in Sudbury. According to Hewitt, the suspect had tried to pick a fight with him and others inside the fast food establishment.
I didn't notice it, but my girlfriend noticed that his pupils were very big, like he was on something.
Hewitt says his group left the business but were waiting for a few others when they saw the suspect and a few other people beating up another man.
We saw that he had a bladed weapon that was probably about 6 or 7 inches, and he made a thrusting motion at the man that was on the ground. So I said he has a knife, and we took off up the street.
But Hewitt says the suspect followed after them.
I turned around, and when I turned around, he was about anywhere from 4 to 7 feet away, approaching me with it, and I had some like a box of food, and I threw it at him. And when I threw it at him, he hit me across here. And I didn't realize until the next morning that I had a cut in my coat about that big all the way through my coat.
Hewitt says he doesn't know the suspect or the victim. Sudbury police say the 22-year-old victim was taken to hospital with serious non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say the two were involved in a verbal argument inside the business. The suspect fled on foot prior to police arriving. They're looking for a man in his 20s, around 5'10", with black hair, wearing a black coat. As for Hewitt, he he's glad he kept a cool head.
If I had to do it again, I'd do it the same way, because I would rather me take the brunt of it head on, knowing it was coming, than have him go up behind somebody I was with or my girlfriend and sink it into them.
Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
The municipality of Callander will soon have a new mayor. Council tonight voting in favor of elevating Deputy Mayor Jordy Carr to the role to replace outgoing Mayor Rob Noon. It'll still need to pass a bylaw. Noon and another councillor resigned in mid-December over what town officials will only describe as an active investigation.
I'm asking for your support because I believe we can work together respectfully and constructively to guide Callander forward during this transition. I value each of your perspectives, and I'm committed to collaborative leadership.
Town officials have still so far not made it clear as to why Noon and the councillor resigned. The departure now leaves 2 vacant seats on council, which the remaining 3 votes tonight also decided to fill by application. They're asking anyone with previous council experience to consider stepping forward. The next municipal vote is in October. In a stunning turn of events, council in Timmins has overturned the mayor's 2 vetoes over the 2026 budget. Mayor Michelle Boileau had used her strong mayor powers to veto a plan to spend $600,000 for a pickleball center at the McIntyre Community Centre and $140,000 for black muck for 7 ball fields. Boileau had told CTV News at the time her decision was fiscally based around the budget. Tonight, council had the required 2/3 voting 7-2 to overrule her and proceed with the original plan.
I was tasked with the responsibility, with the duty, according to the Strong Mayor Framework, to try to bring in a responsible, balanced, sustainable budget. And considering the state of the regional, provincial, federal economy, considering what everyone's feeling at home, cost pressures, rising costs, I say I'm at a loss for words because there were comments about overwhelming support for pickleball, and I believe it's all relative. There is overwhelming utilization of our food banks.
With the items removed, Boileau says the tax increase for the 2026 budget would have been 4.19%. It's still unclear on what kind of impact, if any, their return will have on the levy. Northern Ontario mayors are issuing an urgent economic warning after a recent report on homelessness. It has surged 117% since 2021, more than double the provincial rate. According to the report, homelessness in the north is projected to be more than double over the next decade. The Northern Ontario large urban mayors are proposing an annual investment from the province of $435 million for integrated housing and mental health and addiction supports. Despite some public opposition and questions, Sudbury's Planning Committee has given the rezoning of a piece of property at the Coniston Industrial Park involving GFL the green light. The committee approved the application almost unanimously, with 4 yes and 1 councillor absent. The approval permits GFL facilities to provide solid and hazardous liquid waste management services and soil recycling at the site. The decision was previously deferred and left open to ensure community members understood what the zoning reclassification meant.
Communicating something by putting it on a website is not going to help the community to understand what is exactly happening. And I appreciate the fact that GFL had that public meeting in Coniston to explain what they're doing there, and that was really valuable. And I think we all learned a lesson about public consultation, about letting people know so they can understand, ask lots of questions.
The Planning Committee says public comments were received and considered, but had no effect on the decision. More Sault Ste. Marie residents will soon find themselves eligible for a unique pathway to housing. CTV's Corey Nordstrom explains.
Sawing, sanding, and so much more is taking place at 116 Andrew Street, one of 2 sites currently being fixed up as part of the Sault Social Services Affordable Home Ownership Program. One facet sees students from the Sault Career Center who are given 10 weeks both on the job and in classroom to learn skills to get them employed.
We buy a house that's in need of repair in an area of the community that's a bit depressed, and we run a training program through it for people in receipt of Ontario Works or receipt of ODSP. And last year, during 2024 to 2025, we got 91 people employed.
Just even taking that step forward to getting in this program was huge for me. So I'm a mother of 4 and wasn't really knowing what I wanted to do, and then I went full throttle into this course, and I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do.
The program started in 2021 with social services selling the homes to people currently in social housing at the price of purchase before renovations. Now they're expanding eligibility for the program.
The application is income based, but we also want to hear what impact would this have on their family? How would this change their life? What attachment to social services have they had in the past?
This is a one-of-a-kind program in the country, says the DSAB boss, who views it as a win for all involved.
People are getting jobs. We're creating affordable units. We're freeing up a rental unit on the other side, and we're doing neighborhood revitalization.
I feel really glad that we have these kinds of programs, and for people that are struggling to get the hands-on experience, it's going to benefit a lot of people, that's for sure, a lot.
The Affordable Home Ownership Program receives heavy praise from the workers on site, but NATO says they have yet to secure permanent funding for it. The Sault Social Services CEO would like to see the province make this program a part of their regular operational budget. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Sault Ste. Marie officials are reminding residents that significant weather event it declared back on January 19th isn't over. This is how the city looked tonight as the snow resumed falling, according to officials, with local amounts of 10 centimeters or more still possible and reduced visibility. Travel is going to be hazardous. Public Works crews are continuing to work around the clock, sanding, removing snowbanks, plowing sidewalks and roads. They add the event doesn't mean roads are closed, but reflects the challenges crews face in getting to ideal conditions. That does look like a lot of snow. Speaking of snow and weather, time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, we'll look at the weather warnings we once again have in place tonight, and those are snow squall warnings. You see the first one up along the Highway 17 corridor along the Lake Superior coastline from Sault Ste. Marie to Wawa, up to 10 centimeters of possible in snow squall-like conditions, reduced visibility. Be very careful if you are heading up that way. The other one down Highway 69 in through Parry Sound, 10 to 20 centimeters possible. It means a lot of snow, a lot of blowing snow, reduced visibility, and a lot of poor driving conditions. Here are the current conditions as we are seeing them right now. Minus 18 in Kapuskasing, minus 16 in Timmins. Some snow coming down in Chapleau at the moment, minus 16, minus 12 in Sault Ste. Marie. We're seeing things ease off elsewhere. A cold one in Sudbury and North Bay. Clear skies in North Bay. We'll have details after the break.
Welcome back to a new week. We've got some snow squall activity in Sault Ste. Marie and Parry Sound to talk about, and some warming conditions coming to the northeast, but you'll have to wait a few days for that. Forecast radar as issued by Environment Canada. There you can see the effects of the squalls and the flurries, particularly along the Highway 17 corridor. Now those 7-day numbers, Sudbury Nickel Belt. Chance of flurries tomorrow, wind chill tomorrow morning about minus 30. Thursday, some sun and cloud, chance of flurries on Friday. Then we've got some sunny skies Saturday and Sunday. And of course, that temperature minus 6 for your daytime high on Sunday should be a real treat. Monday, sun and cloud, again a high of minus 6. Meanwhile, in Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, wake up wind chill minus 27, chance of flurries for tomorrow. Some snow squall activity this evening, of course. Thursday, some sunny skies. Friday, chance of flurries. Saturday, Sunday, sunshine. Minus 5, the daytime high comes Sunday. That's also a real treat. Monday, again, minus 5 with the chance of flurries. So that warming trend to hit the area by at least Sunday. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Chance of flurries for tomorrow. Wind chill when you wake up, minus 30. Chance of flurries on Thursday. Friday, chance of flurries. Then we go sun and clouds Saturday and Sunday, minus 6. The daytime high comes Sunday, which is nice. Monday, chance of flurries with a high of minus 9. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, chance of snow tomorrow at 60%, which is a pretty good bet. Your wake-up wind chill minus 28 for tomorrow morning. Thursday, some cloud cover. Friday, chance of flurries. Here we go with the warm-up. We go from minus 14 to minus 12 to minus 8 by Sunday. And again, you've got to like that, especially at this time of the year. You've got sun and cloud not only on Saturday, Sunday, but Monday as well, with a temperature of minus 7 for your daytime high. And a look now at North Bay, West Nipissing. Chance of snow tomorrow. A wake-up wind chill -26. Thursday, some sun and cloud. Friday, chance of flurries. Saturday and Sunday, some sun and cloud. -12 Saturday. And a beautiful -7 on Sunday. -6 on Monday with the sun and cloud as well. And that's close to normal for this time of the year. So, Ian, cross your fingers. We're going to get some warmer temperatures by at least the weekend. It looks like Sunday is going to be a dandy right across the Northeast. Back to you.
I'll take it. Thanks, Rick. Well, all of that recent cold weather is paying off for a tourist attraction over Lake Huron. The International Ice Bridge is officially open. The 12-mile or 19.3-kilometer trail spans Lake Huron between St. Joseph Island and Drummond Island, Michigan. The bridge will be open for as long as conditions allow. Canadians making the trek must comply with border requirements using the Roam app. Skiers, snowmobilers, and others looking to make the recreational crossing are reminded to use best safety practices when crossing. Snowmobile riders in Sudbury are being reminded that there is no trail connecting Coppercliff and Lively. This after riders have been ignoring posted signs on a mining giant's property. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
Earlier this month, the Walden SnowRunners Snowmobile Club shared this post on Facebook. It says in part, as a reminder, there is no official trail from Coppercliff to Lively. It was closed approximately 6 years ago. If you are riding in this area, you are trespassing. It goes on to say that valet placed jersey barriers and additional trail closed signs to reinforce this, yet some riders continue to ignore them.
I won't name the big landowners because we do have quite a few of them, but that really jeopardizes the relationship we have with them when people trespass on their property, especially in places where there is no trail anymore. And we really need to keep those relationships, because in the Sudbury area, if we were to lose our two largest landowners, which I'm sure everybody can figure out which ones those are, it is 80% of our trail network would be gone.
CTV reached out to Valet for comment and received this statement. Valet Base Metals supports healthy winter recreation and appreciates the ongoing efforts of the Sudbury Trail Plan volunteers who maintain and communicate safe trail conditions. We strongly encourage all snowmobilers to follow posted signage, respect established rules, and check the OFSC online trail guide for up-to-date trail status before riding.
Our online guide that tells you whether the trail is unavailable, limited, or available, which are the colors, right? Red, yellow, green. Stuff changes all the time, right? Landowners revoke permission, but we need to keep an eye on these trails and just look, just take a glance before you go out, take a look, see where you're going to ride, make sure that they are available or limited and that they're not red or that they haven't completely disappeared.
Seville says although the season got off to a rough start due to the weather, most of the trails are now open. He says at the end of the day, he wants riders to ride safe and enjoy their time on the trails. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Coppercliff.
A Sudbury construction company, along with volunteers and area businesses, are making warm kits to be distributed to people living outdoors in tents. CTV's Elena Everson reports.
Stephanie Rees is head contractor with SP Paris Construction and came up with the concept of the warming kits after visiting an encampment site and talking with people living in tents.
I visited the encampment and was trying to figure out why there was so much frostbite. I noticed that none of the tents were ventilated and that they didn't have a thermal break on the ground.
There are two kits made from reflective insulation, one for a tent and another to put in boots and hats.
Reflective insulation can be used as a thermal break so that it keeps the cold downward and reflects body heat back to the user.
The kits are being distributed free of charge at the warming center at Energy Court and by outreach teams throughout the city.
It's creating a barrier between the ground and the individual inside the tent. So we're hoping it does prevent cases of frostbite and extreme cold.
Rees tried out the reflective boot insoles.
I actually took a walk at -43, 1:30 in the morning, and I had one insole in one boot and none in the other. And that was 2 days ago. My left foot was unaffected. It kept warm. And my right foot still hurts.
Reese says many area businesses have generously donated reflective insulation to the Go Give project.
The kits are super easy to make. I would even encourage school children as a class to make them for their community.
Reese says she has received inquiries about the kits from towns and cities across the province, and she is gladly sharing the concept and how to make them. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. The countdown's on to the Special Olympics being held in North Bay, and the athletes are pretty stoked. More on that after this. Only one game on the ice tonight, this one over in the NOJHL, and it was a great night to be a Lumberjacks fan. Hers was down at the back taking on the Timmins Rock in their hometown crowd, and going into this, Timmins had won the last 4 of their 5 matchups. Ty McKay with 2 goals tonight to help lead hers to a 5-2 victory. Inside, demolition work will soon begin in the lobby and change room areas of Rogers Arena in Elliott Lake. That according to the latest update provided this week to council by the project's architects. Since the last update, they've been meeting with all user groups, including the NOJHL, to receive their input on the new design. The final design is nearing completion, and in the coming weeks, each group will be asked to review the final layout. Work is also expected to finish soon on the exterior walls, ensuring structural integrity. Well, the countdown is on. North Bay is busy preparing for the Special Olympics Ontario Winter Games next January. Hundreds of athletes and their families will be converging on the Gateway City. CTV's Eric Tashner has more.
The countdown is on. 1 year from today, North Bay will be welcoming hundreds of Special Olympians for the Special Olympics Winter Games.
I'm excited because my family and friends will be able to come and watch, and they don't have to travel as far.
North Bay last hosted the competition in 2015.
Special Olympics has been a charity of choice of the Ontario Association of Police since 1996. I'm happy to carry on that tradition here.
Athletes are competing in several sports, including curling, skiing, both alpine and cross country, figure skating, and snowshoeing. The games will be held at 5 different venues across the city, including the soon-to-be completed Twin Pad Arena and Recreation Center.
We're heading to Sault Ste. Marie in March 21st and 22nd to it's the original meet before the qualifying, and we're hoping to do our best and then hopefully qualify.
More than 400 athletes will compete in North Bay for a spot in the 2028 National Winter Games in Kelowna, BC, with a chance to move on to international competition.
This is more than a countdown, it's a celebration of acceptance, inclusion. What we do, we're a sporting organization, but we're so much more than that. We provide a platform for individuals with special needs to excel on and off the playing field.
The organizing committee needs an army of volunteers and needs to raise at least $550,000 to be able to host the games. There will be several fundraising opportunities.
We do have some major events, the polar plunge. We've already run the big ticket game here at the battalion game where we passed the bucket and asked for donations. That was a huge success.
I was willing to make the commitment that we would host is because I know this community rallies and will rise to the occasion and support this 100%.
And this is not only a major sporting event, Special Olympics is empowering athletes and transforming lives. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Finally tonight, Family Literacy Day was celebrated across Canada. The idea of the National Day is to promote reading and learning together as a family. Holy Trinity Catholic Elementary School in Sudbury took it to the next level. Officials were asking students to dress up as their favorite storybook character and inviting family members to the school to inspire more reading.
The community connection is essential in building that rapport between school and parent involvement, family involvement, and I think bringing families into the school so that kids can kind of make that connection from home and school is so important. We also want to show that literacy doesn't stop at school, it can continue at home.
Love her dragon mask. This year, the school board's theme is making fun at mealtime. The hope is that families can speak more about reading during mealtimes to make it more fun for students. What a great idea. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Tuesday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Stay warm out there, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.